Is there any opening statement you want for the game?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I think our team overall, I thought we played really well. You know, we obviously shot the ball well. Field goal percentage was pretty high there. Could have done a better job of taking care of the ball. I think that's something we need to look at there. But overall, I think, you know, played great. I thought we came out that third quarter and really made a push to kind of extend that lead, which was great for us to kind of capitalize on a couple of turnovers and put some points on the board really quick. And I thought they did a great job there.
Yeah, can you speak to extending that lead? It seems like the crowd was really into it, helping you guys
Yeah.
out. How were you able to keep things moving forward?
It's awesome to have a crowd. You know, I thought the kids that were all there did a great job of getting us going, and that was fun. But I do think that's something we talked about is, you know, starting the second half 0-0 and really making a push again. Rather than, you know, we've had some games where we've made that lead and then we've let people back in. UNLV, a good example.
Yeah.
And so really kind of continuing with that and pushing forward.
And I know you talked about the turnovers really quickly, but you also forced 21 of Oral Roberts.
Yeah.
So when you force turnovers, but you're also making turnovers, do you see that as a wash, or how do you approach that?
Not really. I mean, for us, I think for us to be successful, that's kind of a staple of us. As we talk about, you know, taking care of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, you know, they came out and played zone, which we, you know, something we need to continue to improve on is our zone offense. And so I think it, you know, it kind of threw us for a loop, and sometimes we were over penetrating. They did a good job of getting their hands up on some of our guards and got some deflections and stuff like that. But no, I mean, we need to do a better job taking care of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Something I noticed is Becca just kind of keeping the ball alive, making people miss. Can you talk about just her ability to create off the bounce and how that opens up the offense?
Yeah, she's a warrior. I mean, she's so competitive, and I think she's really expanded her game this year. You know, part of that's been having Claudia and Rita and some other point guards where, you know, she's more of a creator now and looking for herself to score, and we've talked about that. You know, sometimes it's passing up a wide open shot to maybe a non-shooter for her to take a somewhat contested shot or whatever, because we have that faith in her right now that, you know, she's a great scorer for us. And so she's done a really good job. I think the scout, you know, there's obviously a scouting report on her now, and she's done a great job of making her teammates better too.
And when you have someone like Rebecca, but you also have younger guards like Maddie, where do you see the learning curve is for, you know, teaching the younger guards how to do this? Because I mean, I know Maddie's going to be probably the point guard of the future. I mean, she made some great plays today too.
Maddie's great. I mean, ball handling is super important. We work on it every single day, and being able to come off the on-ball screen and make different reads and different decisions. And I think we see that with Maddie. I think Harley's improved a ton from last year. Claudia is obviously very shifty and can come off. I think Rita, Hallie, I mean, all of them are continually getting better and better at coming off and making decisions and being able to handle the ball. So it's something that we practice every day.
And when you talk a little bit more about improvement, I mean, last year you had only 8 wins, but you're halfway there this year with 4.
Yeah.
So how do you approach how good your team is getting? I mean, the improvements you're making, and how do you keep going from there?
It starts in practice. It does. I think, you know, last year we were plagued with some injuries. We didn't have a lot of numbers. We couldn't do a lot of full court stuff, and so we've been able to do that this year. And we have, I think, a great freshman class that are pushing our returners, and our returners are being great leaders and pushing those guys. And so I think we just have competitive practices, which I think are carrying over to the games.
Yeah, Coach, can you talk about just this kind of non-traditional start time much earlier in the day than you guys usually are? How do you keep the team focused in starting earlier than usual?
Yeah, you know, the early games have never really been an issue for us. You know, when we get into conference, we'll obviously play some 2 o'clock games. I know we've already had an early game this year, and so I don't think, you know, we've handled that well. We do, you know, in the spring we're going to practice at noon, and so we're kind of used to that time slot. So yeah, I think the later games are the ones that are difficult for us, you know, the night games. But I think, yeah, that's been okay.
I know today you closed pretty well. I mean, when you closed the game, obviously you didn't let Oral Roberts back into the game at all. But also at the end of the first half, your offense was, you know, clock ticking down. Harley was able to hit a buzzer-beating 3 and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
How do you assess the way you closed today, both, you know, on offensive plays, but also in the game as a whole?
Right. I have a great staff. I think my staff is awesome. You know, they strategize, we talk, they come up, you know, offensively, we tried a lot of different things to kind of see what was going to stick and what was going to work. I feel super lucky to have a great staff around me that can help with, you know, decision making and putting in some different things. And so I think that really kind of, it let us try some different things for different people, and getting, you know, we had Becca playing at the high post, which we've never done that yet, and she got a couple of short shots there at the free throw line. And so just just being creative and trying some different things and trying to put people in good spots to be successful.
Tell me how it feels just to start building momentum so early, get another home win, still undefeated at home. Becca, you want to start?
You got it.
Or anyone that wants to?
I think it's a long time since we've been 4-2, especially at home. To be 3-0 at home right now is that's such a momentum builder, and that hasn't happened in our program in a long time. We just need to keep this energy and keep going with it. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought we played really well as a team and we stuck together. We hit a little lull in the third quarter for a sec, but I mean, we hung out with it and we stuck with it, so it was good.
Yeah, I mean, just going off what these girls said, like, we're just trying to do everything that we're supposed to do. Like, whatever the game plan is, we're sticking to it, and we're sticking together. That's the most important thing for us. And we're just focusing on us. Like, of course, we're worrying about the other team and our opponents, but if we don't start with us first, then we won't get anywhere.
Harley, walk me through that buzzer beating 3 at the end of the first half. How did that play develop, and what did you see? Yeah.
Well, Beck had at the top, and I saw that like all the men, surrounded her, so I just lifted up, and she'd made a beautiful pass. I just hooked it up and hoped for the best, and it went in, so it was good.
So, but when you talk about how good you guys have been playing at home so far, when you consider, the way you ended last year, do you see the improvements carrying over from last year to this year? Or what improvements stand out to you the most?
I mean, for sure defensively. Like, last year I feel like we had a lot more hiccups. Like, we weren't following the game plan as we were supposed to, and if we would have, we probably would have won those games. So I think this year we're noticing, like, hey, if we listen to what our coaches tell us to do, like, it's going to work out, and if we play our game well, we'll come out with a win.
I also feel like we trust each other more, and like we're talking better on defense, and so like if someone needs to be in help, we know the next help's going to be there, so I think we're doing a lot better with like knowing that our teammate's going to be there for us.
I know Coach saying you played some little high posts today, and it's kind of the first time I tried out with you. How did you feel when you're, I guess, playing something you've never really played before?
Yeah, it was weird. Like, I'm not used to having my back to the basket, so I was like, okay, I guess I just gotta face up, like, it's just weird having your back to the basket. I don't know how these girls do it, but it's something really challenging. But once I figured it out, I mean, their post wasn't coming up, so I had the low jump shot. If they started coming up, I had a dump pass to Ashley. So I think just go with the flow. If the coaches trust me there, I just gotta do my best.
You guys are the core group that was here last year, but there's a lot of new faces on this team that are contributing in a big way. Can you tell me just about bringing in those new players and helping them kind of get up to speed with the game plan and things? How's that going for you?
I think there's a lot of new faces. I think we have some big presence in the post, I feel like, mostly. And I think that's been a big difference in rebounding. And I think just our post defense in general, I think we've done a better job of that. And I think they don't have a ton of experience, but they work hard and they're willing to go out there and do their best. And I think that makes a difference in the game for sure.
Yeah, I think our new players, we have, 4 or 5 freshmen?
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're just excited. Like, they want to play, so they're going to do anything they can to be out on the court. And I love their energy. Like, Maddie, is very competitive. Shay's very competitive. They all are. So I think that helps when they want to play. Then they're going to show you, what they can do.
Yeah, Becca, can you tell me about that sequence where you blocked the three-pointer, made the layup, and then stole the inbound pass? What was going through your head?
I mean, after the scout said 32 was a three-point shooter, so I was just trying to run off the line, and I got a tip on it, and I saw my defenders were a little slower than me, so I was gonna push it up, and I turned my back and I saw the ball on the ground. I didn't even know if it was dead or live. I just laid it up, and I didn't even know if it counted, but I went off, so I don't know. It's funny, but it was a good sequence for sure.
Yeah, and when you guys have young guards like Maddie, she hit a freshman moment. I think it was in the second quarter or something like that, where she made a turnover, but she immediately came back, played defense, and played the passing lane, got it back. So when you see freshmen making plays like that, does that get you guys more confident? How does that affect how you guys play?
I think it just shows that they're willing to still not hang their heads, and they're just willing to just play. And I think when you're a freshman, you get in your head a lot, and I think that they do a good job of just continuing and doing the next play, which I think is really big for them.
So I see incremental progression from last season, from 2 seasons ago to last season to this season. What do you guys think your ceiling is? How high do you think you can keep this progression going?
Hopefully as far as we can take it, but we're focusing on one game at a time. We're not really worried about the games after. We're worried about the next game on Friday, and we're going to scout for them tomorrow. And I think if we just take it one game at a time, then we'll keep it going. But we can't get too ahead of ourselves, and we can't have the too high, too low kind of stuff. Like, we just have to keep our composure.
Do you feel there's kind of a sense of excitement though? I totally get the game-to-game approach, but is there kind of a new energy around the program, just seeing how things are changing?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and like winning, it's like everything. So if we keep winning, you know, that energy gets even higher and higher. Like, the people who are contributing, we're like super excited, and if we can keep winning, I mean, the sky's the limit for us, really.